Thinking Game Podcast. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there? Today's episode, you can choose an action. You cannot pick the outcome. Cannot stress how important understanding decision making, and making choices. Cannot stress that enough. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to use a scenario that just happened, not to make light of it, but for a case study, for a learning conversation about how sometimes people make choices. Maybe they don't think it all the way through. It don't go the way that they think it's going to go, and they go all the way left. Happens all the time. Waiting on my boy Jay to come in. Get this thing popped up. But I wanted to get that started by saying it's like we're not trying to make light of a situation. We're really trying to get our youth, our young adults to understand how important it is to make positive decisions, how fragile life is. And just a couple of minutes into a decision can cost you your life. It can cost you literally. It can cost you your life. And it's so important that our youth and young adults understand that, like, don't even allow yourself to come to negative choices if you're not ready to deal with the outcome. You can't just make a choice and say, this is going to happen. There's an A and a B sometimes, and sometimes a C. And you don't have, you don't know all the time. You think you know, but you really don't know. And sometimes it's the grace of God that you get out of that unscathed. And not all times you don't come out unscathed, as we're going to see here. So that's what this episode is about, though. You can choose an action. You cannot pick the outcome. Let me know in the comments what you think. Sometimes you have to give it to people plain and straight, because giving it to them nice is not working. It's not working. And I hope that the things we talk about give somebody insight. I know you're not going to be able to reach everybody. We're going to talk about that too. But if you can plant seeds of insight and somebody gets it, takes it, and runs with it, that's my goal. And like I said earlier, you can do good things. You can overcome your circumstances. You can. And the next part of that is, will you put in the work? Will you do what is necessary on a positive level? Will you put in the time investment into something that you can sustain over the years and help you develop your skills in order to increase your value over time? Will you? That's something to think about. I had to do that to myself. I had to tell myself I can, then after I can, will I put in the work? Even if I don't know it, will I put in the work to figure it out? Because you don't know everything. You don't. But if you know that you're willing to figure it out, you can figure out a lot of things, but you got to have the will and the mental strength to go through the process of figuring something out, because it's not easy figuring stuff out all the time. But once you get there and understand how to figure things out, you will see yourself like incrementally going to different levels. However, you have to have the willpower and you have to know that you can. So with that being said, while he's coming in, I want to warm up on something real quick. So, turn the audio off, but I want to show you something. This is what you call making a bad decision. You walk up on a dude in the club, and he has on boots, jeans, and a vest, and he has like a martial arts stance. It's not going to end well for you. So let's check this out. How much of a bad decision this is. Shout out to old boy, man. He said you're getting packed out. Now, watch how much a bad decision. He thinking he finna knuckle up. And watch this guy. Watch what he do. Boom! Kicked him in the leg. You're done after that. What do you think is going to happen after that? Now he kicked him in the leg. Bow! Now he kicked him down. It's like out of a movie, man. You got to make good decisions, man. You got to make good decisions. Also, we're going to talk about, too, the other side of selling drugs that people don't talk about. And how do you communicate to people that don't know? How do you communicate to people that don't know? So while Jay's coming in, we go ahead and get started on the video. And I want to show you a couple things. So once again, I just want to say that this is for a learning scenario, like a case study on decision making. Not to make light, but a case study, how serious life is, how precious life is. So let's watch it. And where this is where you would call the trenches. It's a convenience store, no gas station. It's strictly a convenience store. Warning sign when they bagged into a convenience store. When my boy was talking about this, they bagged in. That means they can see through the rearview mirror what's going on. They got limo tent on the car. Another red flag. In the trenches. Bagged in, limo tent, right? So this is what's gonna make it sticky. We'll talk about that after it go down, but this will make it a little sticky. Opens the door, says, "Oh, whoa," sees something. You have to ask yourself sometime, when do you call it off? When do you say enough is enough? Nope, let's run an audible. Let's not do this. When do you say this ain't looking good? Let's not do this. Decision making. But let's keep watching. Okay. So, guy walks out. And you got to think, guys, this happened within a minute and 40 seconds or something like that. So he walks out. No, I'm sorry, started back over. She walks to the car. Okay. He walks out. He got a shiesty on, number one, another red flag. Walking up to a car with limo tent. And I can guarantee you they probably looking at him in the rearview mirror like, man, who was that? Guarantee you they are. The other side of selling dope they don't talk about. We're going to get into that too. Walks up to the car. I promise you, I guarantee you, he never thought he would lose his life. He never probably even crossed his mind that I could possibly lose my life on this day. Never crossed his mind. Walks up to the car. Look how fast this happens. It happened so fast that he didn't even have time to react. They reacted first. He didn't realize they were probably looking at him the whole time when he walked up in the limo tent. Think about this. It happened so fast, it scared them. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know. But what I'm saying is these things happen a lot. And it happens so fast. You don't get to hit the reset button. It's not Call of Duty where you respawn down the street. You don't get to take this decision back. That's the tough part about life. I really want to get people to understand when you go through with these decisions, you can't pick the outcome. He didn't pick a dude sitting in the car with a switch that's gonna shoot through the window and shoot through the whole window and the door or whatever. He didn't plan that. He didn't know that. And it happened so fast. The dudes even get up out of there. And this is when your heart dropped, right? Her heart dropped. Her heart dropped. She knows she in trouble. She knows she in trouble. This is when the decision goes left, y'all. She knows she in trouble. So the comments that I've been seeing, I don't know if they're true or not, allegedly. I don't know if they're true or not. But I think she was arrested. And I think they was saying that that was her boyfriend that got killed. And that either she planned it, he planned it, somebody came up with the idea they're gonna rob the dope man or whatever. But what I'm saying is, Jay, what's up, baby?
What's that, bro?
You got it, man. Just having that talk, man. Tell them, man, you can choose an action, but you can't pick the outcome, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video yet?
Yeah, I've seen thinking you can, it ain't that doing the sun. They always talk about that.
Yeah.
They talk about the Bible and stuff. You're not the only one with the idea of setting somebody up.
Yeah.
And you're not the only one with a gun. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the predator can turn into the prey very quickly.
Yeah. And then I was telling them the red flags. The car is bagged into the convenience store, number one. Then they got limo tent, number two. So they see you before you see them. I don't know if you even realized that, thought about that. Like, they really got the drop on you before you got the drop on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess he thought the girl would be enough of a distraction.
Yeah, because after that, I think, like I was saying, she should have changed her mind when she saw that in his lap. She probably should have told him, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Just stay in the store. But sometimes people don't be thinking, man.
Yeah.
And he probably never thought that he should lose his life right now. He probably never crossed his mind.
So quick, I'm gonna hit this smooth lick.
Man.
And see, you made a good point about them backing in. So he backed in too, because he was on the same type of time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I guarantee you when he walked out the store, they was already looking at him. I guarantee you. They was probably like, who is that? And this happened so fast. Do you think he was pulling out something, man? What you think, man?
I definitely think he was trying.
Okay. He just didn't know. Like, y'all, these switches, man, it happen so fast. You can't react fast enough, man. I mean,
he wanted to. He didn't want.
I
He
think
didn't
the
want to
dude
show his hand. He was gonna put it out at the last minute.
No. Yeah. Yeah, switch is so fast. Like you just can't react fast enough, man. You know what I'm saying?
It almost sounded like one gunshot.
No, it didn't. It sounded like that M16 went off for a second. But when I seen the pistol, I was like, yeah, that's a switch, man. That's definitely a switch. Man.
You know, when we were shooting the K, like,
yeah,
you think you shot 4 or 5 times, but that's 30.
Yeah. He probably had about 22 or 30 round clip in that gun because he had an extendo when the dude zoomed in. The other dude was in the car fell. It happened so fast. I think the dudes who had the gun, it messed them up too because they probably never used it before. You know, some people have a gun and they never use it. And then they be like, oh man, I didn't know it was gonna go off like that. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you know, pistols ain't made to shoot that many rounds, so it probably jammed up on them, you know.
No, it's like a Glock. I doubt it, man. You know, a Glock, man.
Nah, people be getting them high point switches. They be making their own.
That's gonna jam up, yeah. The barrel will probably melt on one of them on a high point, yeah. But yeah, man. When you
I'm
think
sorry,
about
young man had to lose his life, but you can't be playing like that. Like, ain't no refund. You know, she can keep telling him to get up, but he ain't gonna get up.
No. Like I said, it starts with an idea, and then you don't think about the outcome. You just go right to the execution. It don't just happen overnight. He just didn't die. It was a process. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing. Sometimes you don't get logical enough to understand what you're dealing with. Because I wonder, how many people do you think factor in I could die doing this when they do it? Do you think a lot of people factor that in? They just think I'm just going to hit this lick and head to the house. You know what I'm saying?
The first time you think about it a lot.
Yeah.
But the more successful you are, you don't even think about losing. Yeah. You know, I can't even die. I got to switch. You know, so I feel so bad for the young man and his family.
I feel bad, yeah. So
I would have hated my mama had to look at a video like this because I'm out there doing stuff like that.
And we're trying to tell the kids, like, you think all these women are sweet. They saying in the streets that the woman coached them up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had more of a motive than he did. I was like, wow. But
because the women really be looking at you on social media, you know. Sometimes it ain't the dude.
And she's facing capital murder. Anybody out there, capital murder, if they get you to the fullest extent, it could be the death penalty, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she's going to probably cooperate, though, as much as she can to try to get off some of it, but she definitely going to take a hit because when you look at the video, you see like she was definitely a part of it. She can't say that she wasn't a part of it, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, and she's so young, you know.
Yeah, she's 18, I think she was 18 or something like that. Man.
It's been your whole adult life, you know.
Over a minute 40 or something like that. Done. You know what I'm saying? Just like that.
And you didn't really even do nothing, but you orchestrated and you planned it. Yeah. And you was involved. So I'm telling you, don't be involved.
She lucky they didn't shoot her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could have shot her too. Like, oh, you trying to set us up? We're gonna knock you out too. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but everything happened so fast, you know.
Yeah, everything happened so fast. Man. So we talk about the other side. They want to sell dope. The other side is people will try to rob you. You know what I'm saying? When you sell dope. You don't always hit licks every day. Sometimes you got to deal with that kind of stuff. And we talk about this all the time. It may have been self-defense, but he's not gonna get off scot-free. You know what I'm saying? He's not, you know.
Because of the type of gun he had, if he had a record, you know, so you know, that all plays a part.
Yeah. Yeah. When somebody lose their life, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody getting out of this scot-free, you know what I'm saying? Unless you got a really good lawyer, you got to have a really good lawyer, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe.
You know, but the videotape helps. But if they get caught you selling
boy,
some weed beforehand, you know.
She gonna cooperate. They're gonna cooperate. She probably gonna say she was buying weed from them or something, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she probably gonna cooperate. Hope not, but you never know, you know. But yeah, that switch. Well, this automatic fed time for a switch, right? Let me look that up.
See, that's the thing too. You know,
let's see. Oh wow. It said the maximum is 10. So it's probably from 0 to 10. The minimum probably 0 to 10. Probably based on his record and stuff, or if they get caught or whatever. But yeah, they ain't gonna let you ride. That even if you got self-defense, they still gonna get you on.
no, see, he had he had an illegal weapon. So, you know, even if you was right, they got the video, it was self-defense. You get 10 years for the gun.
Boy. The way that the politics is now too, and the way the system is now, yeah, they're not gonna play around, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna play around with you. But just understand, when you in the streets, man, there's so many sides to it, man. It's not just easy to pick or think about what's gonna happen, because it's complicated. This situation pretty complicated, even though it only happened in a minute. So many unanswered questions, so many complications. And then somebody lose their life. Brand was 21 years old, man. Young. His life ain't even started yet. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't even started.
You know what I'm saying? And then where is it? You just gotta be careful out here, man. It ain't worth it. The streets ain't worth it, man. It's pretty crazy, man. And before we get off of this, we're probably gonna get off of this here pretty soon, pretty quick, but how do you, like, is there something that a dude could do to realize who he's dealing with? Like, is there keys to realize who you're dealing with? Or do you think he just never dawned on him he would deal with somebody like that?
Like the girl?
Yeah, the girl. Yeah.
It's warnings. Like, she had to go up to him with the idea. So a lot of women are capable of a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But they kill you. They warn you first, you know, I'm thinking about this. A woman who likes to spend a lot of money unnecessarily is going to show you that before you marry her or before that's your girlfriend. She going to show you that she got expensive taste.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same thing with women with a scheming mindset as well.
Scheming mindset, yeah. Yeah. And he never thought it would cost, this girl will cost me my life. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he had to, that's something he consented to. He agreed to do his part, you know.
Oh, 100%. He definitely accounted 100%. Yeah.
You gotta watch who you associate yourself with and what plans you say okay to.
100%, man.
But once you start to train, it's hard to stop.
Man, yes. Hard to stop. It ain't like riding in the car, you hit the brakes and you stop at the stop, not with a train. It take a little bit longer to stop, you know what I'm saying?
And then even if you jump out, you're still responsible for everything that train hit.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, guys, you cannot choose the outcome. I'm trying to tell you, man. I wish I could. I don't know how you can really. This is like a raw, pretty much scenario case study of how you cannot pick. I guarantee you, he didn't think that he was gonna die that night. And he probably was sitting in the liquor store plotting this. I'm gonna walk out here. I'm gonna pull my gun out. I'm gonna take the weed or whatever they had, and then we're gonna go home. He never thought about I could possibly get killed tonight. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna kick it tonight. We're gonna hit the lick.
But what you don't know is he had a switch on the other side of the window, man. That thing, he didn't even have time to react, man. He didn't even have time to react, man. You know what I'm saying? It happened just that fast. I don't know if you ever saw somebody shot a switch in real life, but you see it then, it happened that fast. Like, the camera couldn't even register how many shots came out that mud. You know what I'm saying? I think the dudes got nervous. They never shot it at somebody. They probably like, man, what in the world just happened? You know what I'm saying? But just think about back in the 90s, though. Dudes doing drive-bys with bigger guns shooting that fast, though. You know what I'm saying? Pretty crazy. So, let's talk about this, and we're probably going to be up out of here pretty quick. It's going to be pretty crazy. So with this, how do you communicate with people that don't know? Let me know what you think. How do you give direction to a person that doesn't know that they are lost?
You're lost, even when you're lost, even when somebody's lost, right?
Yeah.
You gotta want something, or you gotta want to get somewhere. And that's when you realize you're lost. Because you're trying to get somewhere. When you ain't trying to go nowhere, it's okay to be just wandering. You know, the minute you want something like a car, house, a woman, anything, you want something, you need to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get there when you don't know where you are yourself at that moment.
Right.
So that's how you reach the kids. Like, see what they're into. If it's sports or if it's computers, they want to be an artist, architect. They have to want that first, and that's the motivation. That's how you can kind of reach them. People don't want nothing. They're dangerous. They have no direction. They don't want to know where they are. They just flowing.
Yeah.
You know? And it's kind of hard to teach somebody or guide somebody if they don't want to go nowhere.
That's true. Yeah. I think that's the most difficult thing is being on both sides of that fence, right? Being a person that was kind of lost in my own mind and not feeling like I was lost, but people probably was seeing me like, you know, you hear that kind of stuff all the time, man. You're very intelligent, but man, if you just go to school and do this and do that, you don't realize they're trying to give you direction because you don't even know where you're going. You think you do, but you don't. And that's why I'm asking this question, because there are a lot of people that, myself was included. And I think you just have to plant the seed sometime, you know. All you can do sometime is just plant the seed and just hope that when it's time for it to grow, that it catch on, you know what I'm saying? It may not catch then, it may catch later, you know what I'm saying? That's the best sometimes you can do. And there's some people that get older, man, they just live life lost, you know what I'm saying? I mean, unfortunately. But what I would tell any person is, when you lost, you got to be careful about when you lost, because a lot of crazy stuff can happen when you lost. You know what I'm saying? You can lose your mental health when you lost. You can lose your health when you lost. Or you can find yourself in a really crazy situation when you lost. So try to find direction as much as you can, as often as you can. Because when you lost, man, it's tough. You know, you're in a dark space. You're in that gray area, man. You're
And
trying to
it's
survive.
hard. Like, let's say you develop skills,
Yeah.
and you get tools. You get all these tools and skills and intelligence, but you lost. You don't know where you're going. What you gonna use them tools on? Walking in the middle of the desert or driving around with all this, with all these tools and all this skill, but you just driving in the car. You got to stop and set this equipment up and try to accomplish something. But you don't even know what you want to do. You don't know where you want to go. You just ride. And you get all these skills that are basically going to waste because you lost.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to go in a different direction than everybody else is going. If it's a positive direction, if it's a direction that's gonna help you develop, don't be afraid to go into. Like I guess I've never been that kind of person. A group think, what they call it, do what everybody else doing, kind of like group thinker or whatever. You kind of do what everybody else doing. Sometimes some things that you have to do in life is not gonna everybody else not gonna be with you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to go down that path on your own. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta have the will and the mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
'Cause-
and a lot of people bad talk group think and say is wrong, or it's not wrong to follow others. Like when you graduate college, nobody ever graduates alone. It's a whole bunch of people graduate. You know, I ain't never been in an auditorium with 10 people. And it's college graduation, there's doctoral graduations, whatever, technical college graduations. It's a bunch of people. So sticking in with the right people can keep you motivated and to keep you on a path. But the same thing can happen to the wrong people in the wrong crowd.
Yeah, you have to be able to determine what's negative groupthink and what's positive groupthink, right?
Yeah. So use the group to your advantage. This group ain't helping me. Ain't nothing wrong with being in a room full of millionaires.
And before you even get to the groupthink, you have to make sure that you're stable, or you won't be able to hold the information because you're not even stable enough to hold it. So that's one thing you always have to make sure that you're stable. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself at a stable place where you can actually grab hold and maintain the information, that you learn from being around other people. You know what I'm saying? And if you're lost, like I say, find a direction, man. Don't be so arrogant that you don't even realize that you lost. I've been there. I'm saying it ain't a good thing. You're so arrogant. You just feel like you know where you're going, but you really don't know where you're going until you get to the dead end. You're like, oh man, I'm at a dead end.
You get all these skills. Look at all these tools I get. But what's useful for? Well,
right.
I don't mean well. I got them.
Right.
And you see, like once you live and learn, people you are ahead of, people you got more skill, more common sense, and more intelligence, but they graduated college. They're working at banks or they're lawyers. I was smarter than him, but he's doing something. He's going in the direction.
Yep.
You ran faster than him, but he knew where he was going in the slower pace. You could have got there twice as fast, but you didn't go that way. You weren't positive. You didn't know where you were going. So your fast tail then ran in circles where he went straight to his destination.
And that goes to the next one. How do you give insight to a person that feels like they got it together? I don't ever feel like I just got it together. I always try to listen and get stuff from other people. Kind of like learn through observation. You don't ever want to feel like you got it together, because then you will start disregarding stuff that people talk to you about, or somebody that got some more wisdom, or somebody that's older. And I never understood. Sometimes people say that older people, but if a person makes it to 70, 80 years old, they probably got some insight that they could probably share with you. You know what I'm saying? Might not be 100%, but it's some percentage in there that can help you. You know what I'm saying?
They made it to 70. They may not be rich, but they made it.
I'm saying it ain't easy, man.
But it's like a middle ground. You can't follow everybody. But you can't be in the place where you take advice from nobody. So you gotta have discernment on what advice you take and what advice you leave there.
Right.
But the people, you can't tell them nothing because they know how you know all this stuff, but you ain't went nowhere.
That's true.
Sometimes the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
I think I know everything, but I ain't won no awards. I ain't got no accolades. I ain't got nothing to show for it.
Right. And then too, like we talk, you say this a lot too. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to other people. Um, know your own lane. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make yourself or try to say why he got
I
this and I
lost
ain't
it.
got that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
know what you're good at, know what your gifts are, and work those. Don't worry about what somebody else got. You know what I'm saying?
You
Because
know, and if you want to get out your box or your skill set and develop another one, that's cool.
yeah, that's cool. Sure.
But don't do it just because somebody else did. You got to be confident in yourself.
Yeah. And another thing I would say to that is uh, learn from other people's mistakes if you can. Not from a judgmental place, but to know what not to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go through things, a lot of stuff out there, data now, and you can learn, you know what, maybe I don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't need to do this. I need to go in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can learn insight just by observing what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? And, just like we talked about, dude, with the at the at that shooting, that Woodrow shooting. If he had the insight, he probably would have known that, you know what, this probably ain't the way to go tonight. You know what I'm saying? I probably need to go ahead and end that. Um, but people will try to say that that's extreme thinking. I don't think it's extreme to like some. Do you think they could have just changed him and she could have told him don't do that? She could have just said don't this, not tonight.
Yeah.
Or is that extreme thinking?
But it, but you can't rely on somebody to save your life.
That's true. Yes, I
Rely
agree.
on somebody to make the right decision for you. Hey, let's
Exactly.
stop. Don't do that.
Right.
Your parents do that every day when you're a
Mm,
child, when you're under their roof.
mm,
Do not burn yourself. To not eat something that's spicy.
right.
To not watch something you don't. Hey, don't do that, little Roscoe. Don't do that, Jimmy. Watch
Right.
out. Watch out. And when you're adult, especially if you want to be a man, you're responsible. Because my parents told me,
Right.
not to cuss, clean up, take care of myself, take a
Right.
bath.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in your
Yep.
adult life, you ain't got the people. Don't shoot that man. Don't
No.
rob them. Ain't
No.
nobody there like your parents for every
Mm-mm.
decision.
Yeah, I think. Do you think a lot of these kids, man? Not all of them, but there are a percentage of them. Do they really the parental guidance? Is it really there, or you think it? Is we like the byproduct of like single parent household where they don't have both parents to kind of guide you?
You know, I agree that we don't have the guidance, but we got a lot of teachers, mentors, and stuff like that, church members that are
But you know
telling you
the way things are now, teachers can only say so much and go so far now. It ain't like
they
back in the day where they can go no holds barred and talk to you. They really can't do that like
they
back in
can't do that, but they say less than they used to, but they're still there and say, "Hey, Jimmy, you know you shouldn't do that." You know, but these kids are bucking more against it. You know,
yeah,
you can't say nothing to child 7 years old. You ain't my daddy. Like,
yeah,
oh, you
that's
know,
true.
and then make the teacher want to take their hands off their kid.
Yeah. So the last one, and we'll get up out this thing. How do you relate to a person they are an overcomer if they are stuck in an oppressed mindset? That's pretty tough too.
Yeah, that's hard because even if you had a positive mindset, we're a result uh based society. You know, if bad stuff keep happening to me, I'm gonna feel sorry for myself.
Mm,
You know, I'm gonna think it ain't meant for me to do good. It ain't meant for me to be a father. You know, it ain't meant to me to make a right decision. Even when I do make the right decision, I get
hmm
fired or my baby mama do this or do that. The church don't accept me. So you don't
hmm
see what you want to see. You don't see all the negatives or see all the positives So it's hard to kind of change that mindset, especially when you get a situation that feeds that mindset. So
Yeah.
I'm negative, and then something happened to me negative. See, I told you, man. I told you stuff don't go my way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to get out of that, overcome that.
Yeah. I know when we was talking about responsibility, he said you're responsible for your life. I would also tell somebody that you're responsible for your mental strength. I would say mental strength is probably higher on the priority list than your health. Because if you don't have the mental strength, your body will check out. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
you don't have the mental strength. And you are responsible for building your mental strength. Even if nobody encourages you, you got to find ways to encourage yourself. Everybody's not gonna always agree with you on everything. Everybody's not gonna always like you. You know what I'm saying? You won't always be the popular guy, the life of the party. I guess you have to be able to deal with that side of life, um, being unpopular, or being the person that people pick on. Some people get picked on. I've been there. When we moved around, I was going to school by myself. I didn't have a crew. I got picked on, but it actually it's a humbling experience because you wouldn't do that if you didn't know. Most dudes that pick on kids, they probably didn't get picked on. It's like they don't know the other side of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, but definitely you don't want to stay in that mindset. You don't have to stay oppressed. You don't have to remain a victim. You can come out of that. You can outlive it, but you just got to have a mental strength to say, okay, I got caught this time, but I ain't gonna get caught the next time. Or, it happened, but I'm gonna work my way out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because things gonna happen negative in life. I've never seen somebody go through their whole life and nothing crazy never happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever seen it. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have that overcoming mindset. Like, okay, it happened. Okay, it happened. It happened. It happened. I messed up, but I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do better, and I'm not gonna let it hold me back. Because people will try to hold stuff over your head, but say you can outlive somebody else's opinion of you, especially if it's limited anyway. You know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah.
outlive all of that. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, man. What's some of the stuff you've been thinking about, man? The J News, man. What's some of the stuff you've been thinking about? Then we can get up out of here, man.
Man, I'm just trying to make it day by day. I don't have a very philosophical analysis of everything. I'm not as critical as I used to be. I noticed it about myself.
Yeah, same.
Um,
Yeah.
Stuff come and go. Especially like trending topics and people. Just
What do you think
what
about grocery?
people.
What do you think
What's
about
that?
grocery shopping right now? What do you think about grocery shopping right now?
Oh man, grocery shopping and it's
Ridiculous.
mug. I notice. If you don't watch it, if you are not very intentional when you
Yeah,
go, I know that's a buzzword, but when you go to the grocery store, you can spend $100 every
easy,
time you walk in the
easy.
store. Walmart, Kroger, you
And you get less and less things, like 8
yeah.
items, $100. You
It
know what
used
I'm saying?
to be $100 can get us a basket full of groceries,
Yes.
but that's 3 bags. That's 4 bags right now.
You got to think a loaf of bread is almost $3 now. Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Food
especially
and
if
all.
you eat that, especially if you eat that Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
I eat off brand bread because it's only last so long. But
Yeah. Yeah.
man, toilet paper you gonna need that.
Yeah.
And
Even the
paper
box of
towels.
burger patties. Because we got the griddle, a box of beef patties, almost $40 now. It's like, dang, man, that's crazy. Jimmy Dean is almost $5 a roll now. It's pretty close. It's getting up there, man. I was like, man.
I fast a lot. For health reasons, but it's almost for financial
Oh, that's
reasons as well.
yeah.
Because when you think about it, you had 2 kids, 3 kids, you had a family
Oh
of
my
5.
God.
They had to
Yeah.
eat 3 times a day.
That's what
And
they
you're
say.
responsible
That's
for
recommended.
eating.
3 times a day. That's recommended, but you got
You know,
6
I,
kids, 7 kids, man. You think they eat 3 times a day, man?
whoa. I
Unless you
remember,
big old hamburger
uh,
helper, big old pot of hamburger helper, you doing it in rations. Like,
I remember being 20 years old, and it's just me worrying about what I'm gonna eat, how much
Yeah,
gas I get.
boy,
Now you got a family, you're like, well, these
man,
people gotta eat. And it's
boy,
my job to make sure they eat,
man,
so
yeah, man. Yeah, I
uh
just told my wife, I'm just gonna pretend I'm broke. So I don't even want to spend on things. Even if you got money, just
yeah,
act like you broke. Cause you'll blow through it, man. Inflation
yeah.
is a monster,
And I
man.
gotta keep that mindset, especially since I'm recovering, man, like
Yeah.
to keep that mindset,
Mhm.
that protect you, from buying them a $200 pair of shoes for
Man,
what?
for what?
You
Then a new
know,
car for what? You see somebody with a new car now, they probably paying at least $800 a month. At least.
yeah,
$300 car notes are just about over. If it ain't any left. Somebody pay unless you get like what's one of those small cars, like a Cobalt or whatever the smallest car is, a Jeep Compass or something, maybe. But I think those about $400 or $500 now. You know what
you
I'm
know
saying?
what? I'm thinking society is playing with people's mind. They gotta have making you think. You gotta have an Escalade,
Yeah,
Charger,
yeah,
Cadillac, that's just normal.
yeah.
Don't
That
be
ain't broke.
equivalent debt because you want to keep up with
Man,
how other people look. It's just
man.
crazy.
I mean, it costs $150 to fill an SUV up, man. That's crazy, man. Man, that's crazy. But yeah, guys, we just want to come by and holler at you, let you know, man. You can choose an action, but you can't pick the outcome. Just like I said, you can choose to get a new car, but you can't pick 3 or 4
Yeah,
months in.
when they
Boy,
say 4 years, it's 4 years of that car note you got to deal with.
it's more than that.
Even when you don't feel like it. And a lot of people say, I can't afford a house. You're paying an $800 car note.
Yeah.
You choose what you can afford.
You choose what you can afford. That is very true.
And you chose the car.
They talking
He
about
chose he
a
chose
50
the
year
home.
mortgage. A 50-year mortgage. People don't realize how crazy it is? In the average, they're saying the average home buyer now is like in their late 30s and 40s. So if you in your late 30s and 40s and you get a 50-year mortgage, they're saying you're gonna pay your house off when you're 80 years old. If you make it that far.
Yeah, and you better have mortgage insurance so when you die, the house pays off for your kids to have something.
Boy, for real. But yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm pretty sure what's the highest cardinal? What's the highest finance, like 13, 12 years? It's something crazy like that with financing card.
I think for a car, maybe they might move to 6. Used to be 5, but they may use a
I think
6.
it's more than that now. I think you about 8 or 9, somewhere in 10ish, something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. You got to think now, a truck, if you get a Silverado or them GMC, it costs as much as a house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, they probably stretch it out to about 10 years, 12 years. Ugh. Man, that's crazy. I can't imagine spending that much money. I'm too cheap, man. I can't spend that much money. I know. Some of them be clean though. I ain't gonna lie. Some of them be clean. But when I
oh
be sitting
they're all clean, they're top of the
there,
line, but you can't let that glitter affect you.
and
I
people out there
deserve
that
it.
want
I
to own
want a
a
car.
house, yeah, you want to own a house, man. Like just the way they building newer houses now, just because you buying it new, that don't mean you're gonna have maintenance free for 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't build a house in what? How long they build houses now? About 3 months, almost 6 months. You
Uh,
can't build a house that fast and think that ain't gonna be no problems that come with that, man. There's no way, man. There's no way, man. They just almost like they throwing houses up like Legos, man. It's pretty crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, guys, we just want to come chop it up with you, man. Think again. We're gonna get peeled on the next one, man. I know you out there probably cutting some grass somewhere, man. Shout out to Jay for coming in. Just remember, man, you can choose an action, but you cannot pick the outcome. Man, anything you want to say before we get about this thing, bro?
no sir.
Like, share, and subscribe. Thinking Game Podcast. Check us out in the next one, and we'll check you out next time.